KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
The family of Nancy Guthrie releasing a new video today offering a $1 million reward for any information to find her.
We've had quite a wet start to the week, but we're tracking if we'll see any more rainfall for this afternoon.
Tonight, President Trump will give the State of the Union address, what issues he is expected to talk about. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. Hope you're having a good day so far. We're going to start the day off, or at least the noon show off, with a look at the weather forecast with Thomas Patrick. He is outside in the Outdoor Weather Center. Thomas, a little gray and a little chilly, not as wet as yesterday, though.
Yeah, for Spokane, this feels like it's just fine so far this Tuesday. Really, a lot of my focus this morning was on the Palouse, who started the day with quite a lot of snowfall. Not necessarily adding up in a big way, but it just snowed and snowed and snowed all night long, all to get to barely 1 inch of some very slushy snow. At this stage, it's probably just all water and all puddles as it stands, but there is still a little bit of some leftover rain in this region. We're talking the absolute farthest south locations of Washington, from the Tri-Cities to Walla Walla, just into the Blue Mountains region, but I haven't seen too much rain even along Highway 12, Pomeroy to Lewiston, and nothing over the Palouse, at least not yet. Still nothing over Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. I think our turn will be next. We'll just be waiting to see if anything just kind of pans out off to our west. The moisture is there. The clouds are certainly above our heads, but it just is a very stable day for now. Cloudy, gray, current temperature right at 37 degrees. Even 35 in Pullman isn't bad for starting the day with a little snow. So since you're above freezing, you're probably going to see at least a little bit of melting here. If we're going to get more rain, it shouldn't even be as much as yesterday. 1/2 of an inch of rain at most for today. But we do still have a few more scatter shower chances before a pair of windy days later this week. So we'll cover the extended forecast in a few minutes.
5 people are dead, including a suspect from a stabbing in western Washington. It happened on the Key Peninsula, not far from Gig Harbor. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office says several people called 911 to report a man stabbing people in the street. Deputies arrived on an active scene and shots were fired. They did confirm that the suspect is dead. Deputies say this appears to be a domestic violence case, and we'll be bringing you updates as we learn more throughout the day. Also today, the family of Nancy Guthrie announced they are now offering a $1 million reward for information about her disappearance.
Someone out there knows something that can bring her home. Somebody knows. We are begging you to please come forward now.
It has been more than 3 weeks since Guthrie was reported missing in Arizona. The Pima County Sheriff's Office says they do believe she was taken from her home against her will, but they have not yet identified a suspect in that case. We are also learning some new details about the masked person who was on Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera footage. The video is from the day investigators think she was kidnapped. A source says that the person was also at her doorstep on a different night. The 84-year-old disappeared from her secluded Tucson home and was last seen on January 31st. The FBI released photos and video in February showing the masked person on her porch, allegedly from the night she was taken. However, the source says those images are from 2 different days, not just on February 1st. The Pima County Sheriff's Department put out a statement about the images saying, quote, "Any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative." Certainly we'll continue to track that. In the meantime, tonight, President Trump will give the first State of the Union address of his second term. We'll address issues from domestic policies, such as the economy, to foreign policy issues, such as Iran's nuclear program. With midterm elections coming up this November, the big focus right now is on the economy.
The president will lay out the case for why he and Republicans are better suited to continue tackling the affordability crisis that was created by the Biden administration and Democrats on Capitol Hill.
This speech comes as the president's signature policies, from tariffs to immigration enforcement, face pushback in the courts and Congress, and during week 2 of a partial government shutdown impacting the Department of Homeland Security. Washington Senator Patty Murray says she will not be at the speech tonight. Instead, she says she will deliver a virtual address to people in Washington state. In a statement, Murray wrote, "I'm not attending his State of the Union to listen to him ramble and lie. Instead, I'll be sharing the ways he is hurting hardworking Americans." Eastern Washington Representative Michael Baumgartner, however, will be at the State of the Union, and he is taking a Washington State teacher with him. Bill Plucker from Walla Walla High School will be Baumgartner's guest. In a statement, Baumgartner said Plucker represents the very best of Eastern Washington. He said he is, quote, honored to have him join him at the State of the Union as a testament to the great impact great educators have on our communities. We do have a live look at Washington, D.C. right now. You can watch the State of the Union address coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. It will be right here on KREM 2, and that means KREM 2 News will air on KSCAN 22 and KREM 2 Plus at 6 o'clock. You can download KREM 2 Plus on your TV and watch for free. Today, the Spokane County Medical Examiner is set to give an overview of 2025 overdose data to county commissioners. The medical examiner is expected to talk about how overdose deaths are leveling off, though they are still very high. Fentanyl overdoses are trending down, but meth overdoses are on the rise. The medical examiner says the majority of deadly cases involve multiple substances, often a combination of opioid and stimulants. We now know more about a hit and run in Spokane Valley that happened on Saturday night. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to reports of a hit and run on Bowdish Road about 11:10 p.m. The Sheriff's Office says they found the suspect's vehicle about 10 minutes later on East Valleyway Avenue and North Raymond Road. They say the suspect held a gun to his own head and told deputies to shoot him. Despite trying to de-escalate the situation, the Sheriff's Office says the suspect shot himself. Deputies are still investigating what happened leading up to that. As always, help is available. If you or someone you know is in crisis, you can text or call 988 to get help. And later on, there are still people from Washington and Idaho who are stuck in Mexico. They share what they have experienced since yesterday.